Hey everyone out there in Region 12 land. My name is Josh Essery here at Education Service Center Region 12, and today on this episode of The More You Know, we're going to talk about Google's magic time machine feature. You may have known that it's there and you may have used it. I'm just calling it a time machine because it's cool. So let's take a look. Let's jump in right now to a Google Doc and take a look at that time machine feature. All right, so we have our Google Doc here. And the great thing about Google Docs is people can be in the document at the same time. We have multiple people editing and collaborating and doing all of the magic. But sometimes maybe things get messed up, or you think, oh, we've gone the wrong direction. And it was a really good document about 4 days ago, but I can't hit Control Z or undo that many times. But there's actually a time machine built in. So let's take a look at that. Up here in the top right on the new interface, and I'm going to show you too because not everybody's switched over yet, but you'll see this little clock feature. If you don't see the clock feature, you can still access it from File and Version History and go to Version History. I'm going to focus on this one because this is what Google is going to for everybody, and this is the one that's going to be there for a long time now. So I'm just going to click on that little clock with the arrow going backwards. Get it? It's going backwards because it's history. All right, and so I open this document up, and over here on the right side, I can see when it was edited, what days, what time, and by who or whom. I feel like somebody's going to get me on that one. I bet I need help on it, so just let me know. Let me know what the rule is on that one. So we can look through this document, and right now, you'll see this part right here is in purple. See that purple part right there? That purple part is matching over here with Catherine's name that is also got a little purple dot next to it. So we know those were the edits that she made. Now we can go down here and look at this one. On March 3rd, there were 4 people that edited that. So we can click on that one and you will have 4 different colors. So there's the green, that's what that Josh fellow edited. And then you have blue down here for ginger, and you can just kind of match those up with the colors. You can also click these little arrows, little triangles, and twirl that down, and you can see even more details if you just want to click on one person and see what they changed, or if that's a place that you want to go back to. So that brings up the next part. What if I want to go back to that? So if you go over here to these 3 dots, you can say restore this version. And what will happen was everything before that is going to be not null, but you won't see that anymore. It'll make a new copy that will have a new version at the top with those new edits. One thing that I always recommend before you restore that old version is to go ahead and whatever version you're on right now, the most recent one. So if I was going to restore this one right here, but I want to keep this one, I want to make sure that I remember this one because that's the most recent one, I can come in here and I can go ahead and retitle that one, and I can call that one version 2 because maybe we're going to version 1. And what these are called, when you change that, that's called a named version. You're just naming the version. You can also do that here on the 3 dots where you see well, it actually says remove name because I just named it. But if I go to this one, you'll see name this version. You can also see if you're really, like the first time you want to do it, you're just kind of a little scared, a little hesitant. You can also make a copy of that version. So maybe I have a document here that I'm like, it's in a good state, but I need where it was before, and I want a whole new document with where it was before. So I can come back to the very original one, well, that's blank originally, and go back to the original one where nothing was on it. It's like, that's what I need a copy of because I need a template for it. So I'll come back to that one and I'll call this one template of sessions. And after that, then I can go ahead and say, let's make a copy of that one. We'll make a copy, and now it's going to create a copy of that version. You'll notice there's no annotations in here. That's pretty cool. I hear excitement through the YouTubes, maybe. Yes, that's very cool. So that's how all those work. You can even come up here to the top to where it says version history, and you can just look at the named versions if you want to. So there's version 2, and there's your template. If you want to look at all versions, that's going to be the one that you're going to see more of all your versions because most people aren't used to naming their versions. Even works on Google Slides. So I already clicked the clock. We'll go ahead and, that's fine, click the clock. Click that clock right there. and you'll be able to see everybody that's been editing the document. If you click on one of these dates, if you look over here on the left side, you'll see the color coding just like you did in Google Docs. There's purple for the stuff that I edited. There's green for the stuff that Andy has edited. And I'm not immediately seeing any orange, but if there was an orange, that's the stuff that, oh, there's orange, and that's the stuff that Carrie edited. So we can restore that version if we messed this one up, and we can also name those. So I hope that gave you an extra superpower in your Google Docs and slides, and it also works in Sheets. Just look for that clock and click the clock. And I hope you will join me on the next episode of The More You Know.